update on the developments at Occupy Oakland. The Mercury News is reporting at 5 a.m. Oakland police moved in. Police donned gas masks. Some kind of smoke has been released. Ring of police around the plaza. Police blocking off the intersection of 14th and Broadway. Police dismantling the barricades, throwing them into the streets also, tearing down signs, ripping them up. Protesters are sitting down. Police are now leading them away handcuffed. Police en masse are moving in on the camps. Again, that from the Mercury News. The Chronicle also reporting, the San Francisco Chronicle, that flashbang grenades were used.
Receive this honor with deep gratitude and great humility.
Earlier today, around 4:30, a motorcade arrived. You could see officers in riot gear out there, personnel moving in on the protesters. A number of white vans are stationed there. There is a chopper overhead. All of this while protesters have been chanting, "This is our First Amendment right."
I cannot argue with those who find these men and women, some known, some obscure to all but those they help, to be far more deserving of this honor than I. Billions have been lifted from poverty. The ideals of liberty, self-determination, equality, and the rule of law have haltingly advanced.
There appear to be several hundred officers at the scene there. You can see law enforcement just surrounding the protesters. Officers are warning, leave or face arrest, something these protesters all over the country have heard in recent
Seeds of future conflict are sown. Economies are wrecked, civil society is torn asunder, refugees amassed, children scarred.
You may have noticed protesters and spectators trying to record the events there. Protesters determined to stay put. They have been standing with their arms linked throughout the morning.
Because we seek a better future for our children and grandchildren, and we believe that their lives will be better if others' children and grandchildren can live in freedom and prosperity. In fact, no nation can insist that others follow the rules of the road if we refuse to follow them ourselves. For when we don't, our actions appear arbitrary.
Earlier this morning, officers were staging at the Oakland Coliseum. Occupy Oakland protesters say they aren't moving despite the threat.
We lose ourselves when we compromise the very ideals that we fight to defend.
It seemed to us like they arrested everybody very quickly. We saw some people being carried away, some people being dragged away, but all of this being done without any kind of real chance to observe. The media was all kept a block away, as well as the legal observers. Anybody who was in the park was told that they would be arrested summarily if they stayed in the park.
Only a just peace, based on the inherent rights and dignity of every individual, can truly be lasting.
You just heard from a protester and graduate of UC Berkeley. I want you to take a look at some additional video now. You can see here it appears something is being sprayed into the air. Some of the protesters say tear gas has been used on them this morning. However, police have not confirmed that they have used tear gas at this time.
I believe that peace is unstable where citizens are denied the right to speak freely or worship as they please, choose their own leaders, or assemble without fear.
Taking a look back now at these live feeds, you can see officers out here in riot gear. I think you can hear chanting in the background now. Once again, these protesters chanting throughout the morning, "This is our First Amendment right." We have seen a number of arrests in the last few minutes, and we will, of course...
And it is the responsibility of all free people and free nations to make clear that these movements These movements of hope and history, they have us on their side.
We got that still!
Just peace includes not only civil and political rights, it must encompass economic security and opportunity. For true peace is not just freedom from fear, but freedom from want.
While this was anticipated, it should make everyone really consider the monopoly of violence and the use of force on behalf of the state against its own citizens, and whose interests are we really protecting? When the city of Oakland is closing down schools, closing down public schools, closing down libraries every day, and yet we have this massive police force that continues to brutalize the public, and this morning we saw how they will continue to brutalize the public.
The absence of hope can rot a society from within.
I had to move.
Somewhere today, in this world, a young protester awaits the brutality of her government, but has the courage to march on.
Oh yeah, you go see this. That's the rain. That's the rain. Does this make you feel better?